What up, boys and girls? I am back with another video and another R7. Today, we already took the ECU out of this thing, but I'm going to show you guys how to take the ECU out, or in this case, put it back in. So I'll just be reversing everything. We're also going to be doing the same TST Industries turn signals that we did on my girl's R7, which look incredible. And we're also doing the intake funnel or intake tube. Essentially, it just replaces the stock funnel, takes out some of the restriction. You can't really see it, it's behind this air box here, but we're gonna have to remove the air box. This is by EDR Performance, who also did the flash that we're gonna be installing back into the bike. And then also a full exhaust system. So I'm excited for that. I have actually never really heard of this brand. I think it's Hindle, but my boy should be here soon, and then we'll hop into taking this thing apart. I'll try to make it as good of a tutorial as I can, but yeah, stick around, see how this thing turns out. All right, my boy is here, ECU is here, with a nice little note from the boys at EDR. Excited to pop this thing in. It says Dragon, so he asked for flames. We'll see what this thing does. But let's start taking this bike apart, get this thing back in, then we'll move on to the other stuff. To get the ECU out, first thing, pop the passenger seat off. Next thing is 2 pop clips on either side here. You gotta pop these, and then this entire piece pulls out. Next thing, driver seat's gotta come off, or rider seat. I already unscrewed it, but there's 2 screws at the top here. That screw in there. Next, you're gonna have a ton of pop clips. You got one here, one here. Gotta remove this guy, these 2 up here. And then there is, behind the plate here, there's 1, 2 pop clips. Gotta remove the one under the tail light. And then, oh, we also have to remove this piece right here. Who does not want to come out? Yep. All right, be careful of these things. These up here, they have this collar, which on my R1M, I actually dropped down into the abyss and never found again. So careful of those when you're removing these. All right, then we got this pop clip, this pop clip. I should mention that this process is pretty straightforward. It's just a lot of pieces, but it's really not too crazy. All right, so this guy's got to get removed. This one's got to get removed. This one can stay because this whole piece kind of comes out together. This one is, yep, 10 mil. This one is not a 4. That one is a 5. Forgot to mention one more pop clip right down here. And we got these 2. One there, one here, which is kind of hard to access. So we loosened the plate bracket. Now that we removed all of that, this entire piece is going to come off the bike. So up here, it kind of clips together. Just release that. And the way this is held on is actually 3 posts. So there's a post here, post here, post down here. So you just kind of pull, you'll feel it release. It's on the second post, pull that, and this entire piece comes off. Just like that. Got the ECU back. So when you're removing it, obviously it's gonna be the opposite of what I'm doing. So I am putting it back in the bike. Orientation is with these kind of teeth going up. And you kind of got this lever on this side of the ECU plug. This just goes in super easy like that. Lever starts coming down. Push until you hear it pop. That's it. Back in the bike. And then this part here and this part here, there's a guide, kind of like a plastic guide or tooth. Might be hard to see in the bike. There's one on this side and then one up top here. That kind of holds it in place. So we'll just feed this guy back in. Get it lined up with those teeth. Just gotta push it home. And that's it. Now that the ECU is back in the bike, you have a couple things you got to do before you can start it and ride off. So first, make sure your kill switch is in the on position. All you're going to do is turn the key on. You're going to have a check engine light. Bike is not going to be very happy. Kind of leave it for around 10 seconds or so. And then after the 10 seconds is up, turn the key back off. Very important, do not start the bike. You're simply turning the key on, waiting 10 seconds, turning the key off. Then what I do is I go in with one of these little code readers. I think this was 15 bucks. I actually got it from the More Mafia site when I originally did the More Mafia tune on my bike. But this just plugs in to your diagnostic port here, and then we can clear the codes, and from there we are good to go. Already reading. Turn the bike back on. Just gonna hit enter to scan. Alright, codes found. Okay. Go to erase codes. Are you sure you want to erase codes? Yes. Erasing codes. No more check engine light. And from here, assuming you put the bike back together, you are good to go. So reassembling the bike, this is what I was talking about. And I lied, I said there are 3 posts, but there's one here that goes right up here. And there's one more post down here that goes right into this spot. Alright, and then you just gotta line up those posts, make sure nothing's binding on each other, and snap it back together. From there, reinsert all of the hardware, all of the pop clips that you removed, and you are good to go. Next, we're gonna move on to the intake snorkel, which is gonna replace this rubber piece that we have here. There are no videos on how to do this, and I obviously have never done this, so we're going to figure it out together. Right away though, obviously it's going to be held on with 4 screws. 2 of them I can see right here, and then we're going to figure out how we can get access to the top 2 without, hopefully without having to remove all the fairings or lift the tank. So for sure we're going to have to take off this plastic side piece, this plastic side piece, and then we'll see where we go from there. We got the side pieces off on both sides. This, similar to the rear piece, it's got a post here, a post there, and a post there. So once you remove the 2 pieces of hardware, one of them is up here, the other there, you just kind of wiggle out the post, whole piece comes up, lifts out from the other side of this metal piece. From doing some research, we're going to have to remove this top black piece on both sides, which is going to expose the screw that we need to be able to lift the tank up. So we do have to lift the tank, and we do that by loosening those, and we have to remove these 2 right here. So once we do that on both sides, we should be able to elevate the tank and get access to the 2 screws towards the top of the snorkel. Next, this is going to be 2 5 mils, which we're going to remove. And you're going to have the same 2 5 mils on the other side as well. And to loosen this, you're going to need a 12 mil. Again, this is on both sides, so we're going to loosen it on both sides. And we should be able to swing the tank up and get the clearance we need. And if you got one, nice long extension. Not really necessary, but I had one, so I figured why not? That did the trick. So this can now lift pretty freely. It's still not a ton of clearance to get to the top screws, which is going to be really hard to show in video. But if you got something like this stubby screwdriver, you should be able to get in there and get those knocked loose. All right, now we're just gonna lift. And there's the stock funnel, which is going to be replaced by this guy over here. So it's a lot shorter, looks like the inlet itself is a little bit larger. Oh yeah, definitely a lot larger. So it should be pulling a lot more air in, and having the funnel as opposed to just taking it off completely should be guiding the air in a little bit better. I said this thing performs a lot better than just taking the funnel off altogether, which I know is a common mod. Again, EDR performance, if you guys want one of these for your bike. All right, something to note, and we did confirm it with EDR performance. So if you remember earlier in the video, the stock funnel is facing this way. On the EDR one, stock funnel is facing the front of the bike. So that it is by design. It is opposite to what it was stock. Just a heads up on that, and that's really the only way that this fits into the grooves and locks in as well. And again, if you got one of these stubby screwdrivers, it definitely helps a lot. And if you got a buddy to hold these up. And a wife checking on you. You can open the door. What's up, puppy? All right, stopped for a quick dinner break, but this is all put back together. Obviously, remember to put the 5mm bolts back in on both sides and tighten up at the front. But funnel is in, looking good. ECU was already flashed for that funnel, so this is already flashed for the funnel and the exhaust, which we are about to unbox and install on this beautiful bike. All right, we've got the two headers, little mid pipe. Oh, damn. It is beautiful. Polished. Nice little carbon hit at the end. Oh, yeah. This thing's going to sound insane. These bikes are super rowdy. And this is just a short little can. No DB killer, no nothing. All right, let's get this thing on. So for the exhaust, we're going to need to take all of this off. So it's going to be a whole bunch of 4mm hardware. Probably one pop clip up top, I believe, but let's start popping these off. All right, got the side fairings off the bike, and now it's a naked bike. But it's much easier if you get both sides off to get access to the header bolts up there. There's a few bolts down the bread box there that we're gonna have to remove too, but should be pretty straightforward. Most of the headers are on the other side of the bike, but we're actually doing the turn signals as well. So either way, we had to remove both side fairings, but you might be able to get away with just removing the other side, but access to this side is a lot easier if you have this side removed too. Also, if you got swivel heads, that's gonna make getting to those header bolts much easier. All right, that hideous old exhaust is off, and man, is that thing heavy. So honestly, it's pretty easy. You just gotta get the 4 head bolts off there. And then there's a bracket on this side, right there. Same one on the other side, and then the whole thing literally just drops out. Super, super easy. Now to install the new stuff, got these beautiful stainless headers. We'll be going on first. Then we just got a mid pipe, the can, and this bike is wrapped up. And just like that, she is done. Look at this beautiful system. Polished stainless. Man, this looks incredible. All we gotta do is the turn signals, get this thing put back together. Then it is finally time for the first start. Turn signals are on. These things look so much better compared to these things sticking out of the bike. And these things are super bright too. I mean, you can see them from all angles, even though these sit nice and flush with the fairings. But time for final assembly. We've got the bike pretty far torn down, and we've accomplished quite a bit. Had the rear open, did the reinstall the ECU, Got the funnel installed for the intake, full exhaust system, TST turn signals. Yeah, we've knocked out quite a bit in just a couple of hours, honestly. So none of this stuff was too hard. This is all pretty straightforward. I mean, if you're semi mechanically inclined, you should be able to navigate your way through this. Just take your time, do it right, and yeah, let's get this thing put back together. Get it pulled outside, take a look, and it's kind of late, but I mean, we can't not start this thing. So we'll start this thing up, maybe get a couple flybys. Bike is put all back together, and this thing looks perfect. Turn signals look nice and flush. Looks so much better. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's get a first start and see how this thing sounds. So it is 10:30, 10:40, I don't know, 11 at night right now. And I live in a condo building, so I'm sure my neighbors are not super happy, but hopefully the camera picked up a little bit of that tone. Tomorrow, when he comes back to pick it up, we'll get some flybys and some riding footage. But other than that, that is it for tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, since we got two R7s with full exhaust systems, if you're in the market and you're between a couple, at least you'll be able to hear both of these. So this one's got the Yoshimura AT2 exhaust on it. Then of course the Hindle we just did on this one. So we'll start with the Yosh and then we'll move back to the Hindle. I have a feeling the Hindle is gonna be quite a bit louder. It's definitely less muffling, smaller can, but yeah, we'll see. Fucking Yamahas. That's gonna do it for the video. This thing turned out absolutely incredible, sounds incredible. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will catch you in the next video.